winter now, and in a month it'll be the 2-year anniversary of when I first broke ground on the food forest. I've been reflecting on the journey and wanted to share with you a little more about permaculture. According to Bill Mollison, who is considered the father of permaculture, it is simply permanent culture. We know that modern agriculture and mainstream living is damaging to the natural world. Permaculture offers a solution. It's a method of designing and maintaining ecosystems so they can provide for all our needs in a sustainable way. This includes our food, clothing, energy, shelter, and our non-material needs like entertainment, love, purpose, and spiritual connection. Permaculture provides solutions in ways that actually regenerate the land. Imagine knowing your house, your clothes, even your transportation helped create a more beautiful planet. As I started waking up to the impact of my lifestyle on the environment and other people, I wanted to change, but it seemed impossible. I knew my actions were perpetuating a system that is unsustainable and ungodly, but I felt trapped. However, as I evaluated my daily actions, I realized one of my biggest impacts on the environment was from my food. So I decided to start there. At the time, most of it was coming from Mexico and New Zealand, wrapped in plastic. I had no idea how it was grown, who picked it, and under what conditions they worked. I had no idea how fresh it was or what it was sprayed with, even when it's organic. I started shopping at my local farmer's market, but what I really wanted was to grow the food myself. I was intimidated by the process, and in fact, I had a bit of an aversion to gardening that I had to first overcome. Growing up, my father had a garden that was gorgeous. An immaculate Disneyland-worthy display of red, white, and blue annuals wrapped in a 1/4 acre of lawn. My dad was the master gardener, our family his crew. Every spring we formed the pansy assembly line. My dad drilled a hole for each start, my sister dropped in the fertilizer pellets, I placed the pansy, my brother tossed in the premium potting mix, and finally my mother would pull it all together and mulch it in. We'd spend the rest of the sticky Indiana summer weeding, mowing, and participating in all the suburban lawn care rituals I despised. I remember thinking, well, what's the point of this? We're constantly fighting nature, trying to grow things that don't want to grow by using chemicals, and then we're using other chemicals to kill things that do want to grow. And sure, it's beautiful, but is it worth it? Then when I was 12, my dad and I visited John Muir Woods while we were in San Francisco. And in the woods, I felt like I had arrived home. As we hiked deeper into the forest, we came across a landing overlooking a river that seemed perfect. I looked at my dad and I said, "I'd like to build a house and live right here with all my friends." My dad replied, "Well, you and everyone else, but if everyone could live here, it wouldn't be a forest anymore." Flash forward about 20 years when I found permaculture, and I realized that the dream I had to live in community, connected to nature, surrounded by a forest, and outside of the system was a dream that was not only shared by others, but very possible. When I discovered the concept of a food forest, it just made so much sense to create a forest in my backyard that happens to provide food. Sure, the upfront work was more than I anticipated. I brought in fill dirt from Craigslist, wood chips from local arborists. I set up an irrigation system to get it established and spent a lot of time and money into sourcing every plant. But even though I live 250 feet away from the freeway, I have a house in my own little forest. It will never need to be mowed, chemically fertilized, tilled, or toiled in. In fact, I could do nothing and it would probably be fine, but I love being out here at home in my infant forest. My dream is still much larger than this 5,000 square foot food forest, and I don't know how I'll get there, but I know I'm on the path. and I'm discovering what's possible when you follow that inner guidance that knows the way home.